afternoon po. Welcome everyone sa DPWH Sorsogon 2nd, Barangay Puyawin, Gubat, Sorsogon. Today is May 14, 2026. Scheduled for today's pre-bid conference is for the contracts 26FL001, Rehabilitation Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Banuang Daan Bridge, Alongate, Bulan Airport Road, Bulan, Sorsogon. 26FL0004, 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation program, preventive maintenance, tertiary roads, junction Gubat, Diaz Road, Gubat, Sorsogon. And 26FL0016, 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation program, preventive maintenance, tertiary roads, Bacol, Sawanga, Diaz Road, Diaz, Sorsogon. Present here today for today's pre-bid conference are the following: Joanna C. Calagos, Back Chairman.
Present.
Cecil L. Dulisen, Back Member.
Present.
Jessalu R. Almilla, Back Member.
Present.
Dave Clint B. Almilla, TWG. Present po. Ben L. Elisio, Back Secretariat.
Present.
Grace E. Perez from Planning Section. Diani Albay, IT. Madam Chair, for today's pre-bid conference, meron na po tayo quorum at wala pong present na contractor po.
Okay, since we have a quorum, this pre-bid conference is now called to order. The agenda for this pre-bid meeting are as follows. First, basic contract data, requirements of bidding documents, eligibility criteria, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals, criteria and procedures for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award, summary of proceedings, including bid bulletins, supplemental to be issued, questions, comments from the bidders, and replies at the back, and other representatives of the procuring entity. Other matters. To discuss the basic contract data is Engineer Grace Perez.
For basic contract data with contract ID 26FL0001, with contract name Rehabilitation Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Banuang Daan Bridge, Alongate, Bulan Airport Road, with contract location at Bulan, Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 5,762,400 pesos. Source of fund is FY 2026 GAA. Contract duration is 102 calendar days. Predetermined and workable number of days is 28 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000 pesos. Submission of bids is scheduled on May 28, 2026. Opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing the slate of bids. Major category of work is PMWOP. Scope of works. The scope of work for this project includes the replacement of the slope protection structure at the bridge abutment number 2 of the Banuang Daan Bridge. Work covers the removal and reconstruction of the damaged slope protection structure to restore stability and prevent erosion. It also includes the installation of steel sheet piles, reinforcing steel, structural concrete for the pile cap and grouted riprap, as well as earthworks such as excavation and embankment from approved borrowed materials. Lastly, the construction of temporary craneway and covered dam are incorporated to facilitate the activities within the work area. Objective is to ensure safety of motorists and pedestrians, prevent further erosion and structural damage, and extend the service life of the bridge as part of the national road network. Here are the geotag photos taken during validation. The environmental clearance and the certification. The certification of validation, which certifies that the project does not overlap with the current projects. Certification, which certifies that the project uses the latest CMPD second semester and the labor rates and equipment rental rates. Here are the detailed engineering design plan for the project. Requirements of bidding documents. Shown to us here is the bid data sheet. Next is the special conditions of contract and the bill of quantities. These are downloadable at the DPWH website and the PhilJobs website. For minimum manpower requirement, project manager must have handled infrastructure projects, project engineer must have handled similar project, materials engineer must be DPWH accredited materials engineer, general construction foreman must have handled similar projects, safety and health officer must have undergone 40 hours basic construction safety and health training. For minimum equipment requirement, backhoe with mounted 1 unit, backhoe with breaker 1 unit, cargo service truck 1 unit, roller crane 1 unit, dump truck 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, truck mounted crane 1 unit, vibratory roller 1 unit, vibro hammer 1 unit, water truck 1 unit, low bed trailer truck 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit. Next is the basic contract data for contract ID 26FL0004 with contract name 001 Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System Asset Preservation Program, Preventive Maintenance, Tertiary Roads, Junction, Gubat, Preto, Diaz Road. Contract location at Gubat, Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 31,618,720 pesos. Source of funds, GAFY 2026. Contract duration, 100 calendar days. Predetermined and workable number of days, 28 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 25,000 pesos. Submission of bids is scheduled on May 28, 2026. Opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing receipt of bid. Major category of work is RME. Project description, scope of works. This project covers preventive maintenance work such as application of top coat, laying, spreading, and compaction of hot mix asphalt, overlay of 50 mm thickness, construction of slope protection, and repainting of pavement markings. It also includes reblocking of portion of a specified road segment. Objective, to establish a comprehensive preventive maintenance framework for national roads. Here are the geotag photos taken during validation and the environmental clearance. The certifications for this project. Next is the detailed engineering design plan. This is the project location map, project straight line diagram, and other details. Shown to us here is the bid data sheet. And the special conditions of contract. And the bill of quantities. Again, these are all downloadable on the DPWH website or the PhilJobs website. For minimum manpower requirement, project manager must have handled infrastructure projects, project engineer must have handled similar project, materials engineer, DPWH accredited ME, general construction foreman must have handled similar projects, safety and health officer must have undergone 40 hours basic construction safety and health training. For minimum equipment requirement, asphalt distributor 1 unit, power broom load type 1 unit, asphalt paver 1 unit, pneumatic tire roller 1 unit, tandem steel roller 1 unit, water truck 1 unit, cargo service truck 1 unit, applicator machine 1 unit, kneading machine 1 unit, dump truck 2 units, backhoe 1 unit, motorized road grader 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, backhoe with breaker 1 unit, backhoe wheel mounted 1 unit, low bed trailer truck 1 unit. Next, for basic contract data, 26FS0016 with contract name 001 Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System Asset Preservation Program, Preventive Maintenance, Tertiary Roads, Bacan, Sawanga, Preto, Diaz Road, with contract location at Preto, Diaz, Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 136,493,460 pesos. Source of fund, GAFY 2026. Contract duration is 182 calendar days. Predetermined and workable number of days is 61 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 50,000 pesos. Submission of bids is scheduled on May 28, 2026. Opening of bids scheduled on May 28, 2026, immediately after closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is R&D. Scope of works, This project covers preventive maintenance work such as application of top coat, laying, spreading, and compaction of hot mix asphalt overlay 50 mm thickness, repainting of pavement markings, and reblocking works. It also includes installation of street lights in specified roadside. Objective: to improve road quality and extend lifespan of national roads. Here are the geotag photos. For the environmental clearance, the application is already ongoing. And the certifications. Here is the project's detailed engineering design plan. Project location map and scoping diagrams, and other details of the project. Shown to us here is the bid data sheet. Next is the special conditions of contract and the bill of quantities. Minimum manpower requirement: project manager must have handled infrastructure projects, project engineer must have handled similar projects, materials engineer, DPWH accredited ME, general construction foreman must have handled similar projects, safety and health officer must have undergone 40 hours basic construction safety and health training. For minimum equipment requirement: asphalt distributor 1 unit, power broom 1 unit, asphalt paver 1 unit, pneumatic tire roller 1 unit, tandem steel roller 1 unit, water truck pump 1 unit, cargo service truck 1 unit, applicator machine 1 unit, kneading machine 1 unit, truck mounted crane 1 unit, straight boom lift 1 unit, dump truck all models 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit, low bed trailer truck 1 unit, motorized road grader 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, backhoe with breaker 1 unit.
Key points po sa ating procurement process: the lowest calculated responsive bid will be used as the criteria for award. The amount of advance payment is 15% of the total contract price to be made in lump sum. All progress payments shall be first be charged against the advance payment until the latter has been fully exhausted at the option of the procuring entity. The contractor shall submit program of work to the procuring entity within 10 days of delivery from the notaries of award. Sinusunod po natin ang two-envelope system, where the first envelope contains the eligibility and technical documents, and the second envelope contains the financial proposals. Our bid validity po is 120 calendar days. Ganyan po ang ating sealing and markings. Original technical and the original financial shall be enclosed in a single envelope marked as original bid. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient bank, procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date and time of the opening of bids. Ganun din po sa ating copy 1. Lahat po yan, yung copy 1 and the original bid shall be then enclosed in a mother envelope. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient bank, procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date and time of the opening of bids. Unsealed and unmarked bid shall not be accepted. Not compressed and password protected shall not be accepted. Improperly sealed and marked bid shall be accepted, provided that the contractor recognizes the condition of the bid as submitted. Improperly compressed and password protected shall be accepted. Submission and receipt of bids. For bid modifications po, bid modifications must be submitted before the deadline of submission of bids. Bidders shall not be allowed to retrieve its original bid, however, shall submit new bid equally sealed, properly identified, linked to its original bid and marked as a modification. For letter of withdrawals, letter of withdrawal must be received prior to the deadline for submission and receipt of bids. For bids withdrawn within the interval between the deadline and expiration of bid validity, the bid security shall be forfeited. For electronic bid submission, bidders shall be sent another bid equally secured, properly identified, and labeled as a modification of the one previously submitted. The date, time, indicated in the latest bid receipt page generated shall be the official time of submission. Mayroon po tayong two modes of submission of bid. The bidder may opt only one mode lang po sa pag-submit ng bid. either through manual submission of bid or electronic submission of bid. For manual submission of bid, yan po ay sa Back Secretariat Office, DPWH Sorsogon 2nd District Engineering Office, Barangay Payawin, Gubat, Sorsogon. For electronic submission of bids, yan naman po sa electronic bids _Sorsogon2 at dpwh.gov.ph. Eligibility criteria. To be eligible to participate in the bidding resale contract, a bidder must be a duly licensed Filipino citizen for sole proprietorship, partnerships duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and of which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and of which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Cooperatives duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, or persons, entities forming themselves in a joint venture as per section 52.4.2.1 of RA 1200. Foreign bidders may be eligible to participate in the procurement of infrastructure projects provided for under treaty or international or executive agreement as provided in section 4 of the Act of the IRR of RA 1200. Bidders must have a valid PCAM license, must have a single largest completed contract that is similar to the contract will bid at least 50% of the ABC. The single largest completed contract shall be supported by the owner's certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the CPES or similar performance and monitoring system. Contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience, provided the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC of registration. Bidders must have an NFCC at least equal to the ABC of the contract to be bid. Eligibility and technical documents to be submitted by the bidders. Contractors, applicants who wish to participate in this bidding must be in the document request list, DRL, of the PhilJEP's website and secure a printout copy showing that they are included in the list and are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works Application, CWA, at the DPWH Procurement Service, 5th floor DPWH Building, Bonifacio Drive, Port Area, Manila, while those who are already enrolled shall keep their records current and updated. Contractors' eligibility to be bid on the project will be determined using the DPWH Contractor Profile Eligibility Process, CPEP, and subject for further post-qualification. We encourage our bidders po to enroll in the CWA to facilitate the fast evaluation of their eligibility. If they are registered in DPWH CWA, these are the documents they have to submit: PCAM license and registration in case of joint venture, statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, statement of bidder's single largest completed contract, computation of the NFCC, valid joint venture agreement if applicable. If hindi naman po naka-enroll sa ating CWA, the documents that must be submitted are the following: PhilJEP Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR, PCAM License and Registration in case of joint venture, statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, statement of bidder's single largest completed contract, computation of the NFCC, valid joint venture agreement if applicable. Mandatory requirements: bid security in a form of cash or manager's check, bank draft, or bank guarantee, 2% of the ABC. Surety bond, callable upon demand, 5% of the ABC. Or you can submit po yung bid securing declaration as per RA 12009 format. May panibagong format na po yan. Project requirements: organizational chart for the contract to bid, list of contractors' key personnel, list of contractors' major equipment units, owned, lease, or under purchase agreement. Latest general information sheet, GIS, reflecting the beneficial ownership duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission. For corporations lang po ito. If sole proprietorship po, kahit hindi naman po kung susubit po. ISO Certificate 9001-2015, certification or its latest version as applicable as per Department Order Number 1110 Series of 2024. Omnibus Form Statement duly notarized. Please be guided po ulit ng ating RA 12009 sa panibagong format po ng ating Omnibus Form Statement. Statement of the bidder of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature, and complexity to the contract to bid. The statement shall include all information required in the bidding documents. Yan po ang sample ng ating bid securing declaration and omnibus form statement. Please be guided na lang po. Any omission po sa mga clauses ng ating bid securing declaration and omnibus form statement shall be grounds po for disqualification. For financial proposal naman po, ang laman naman po na bid for summary bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimate including as the summary sheet indicating the unit prices of materials, labor, and fuel. Cash flow by month and payment schedule, other documents recorded in the bidding documents. Please be guided po ulit ng ating RA 12009 sa format po ng ating bid form. Any omission po sa mga clauses ng ating bid form shall be grounds for disqualification. For detailed evaluation of bid, ang purpose po niyan is to determine the lowest calculated bid by establishing the correct calculated prices of bids. Ranking calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. Ang method po is a non-discretionary criterion shall be used, which shall include consideration of completeness of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. In case of discrepancies between bid prices and figures versus bid price in words, bid price in words shall prevail. Total price per item versus the unit price for the item times the quantity. The unit price for the item times the quantity shall prevail. Stated total price versus the actual sum of prices of component items. The actual sum of component items shall prevail. The unit cost in the detailed estimate versus the unit cost in the bill of quantities. The unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. Reminders po sa ating mga bidders sa ating no contact rule, prohibition on communication with bidders from bid evaluation until the award of contract. For post-qualification po naman, to determine whether the lowest calculated bid complies with and is responsive to the requirements, conditions as specified in the bidding documents. The lowest to be declared as the lowest calculated and responsive bid. Ang method po is a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion which shall be used to verify, validate, and ascertain all statements and documents submitted by the lowest calculated bid. Compliance po sa ating DO9 Series 2012 Key Personnel Verification. If a proposed key personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder should submit a certification that 1. The personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract. 2. He/she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Equipment verification. Also to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected. If any piece of equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. Common reasons for bidders' disqualification. Letter A, late submission bids without valid reason. B, submission of patently insufficient bid. Under patently insufficient bid, submission of an expired field job certificate of registration, failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, curriculum vitae, failure to submit the required bid form, kung isa po yung luma pa, submission of incomplete, insufficient or defective documents due to non-inclusion or omission of mandatory provisions, and statements for the required bid form, submission of bid securing declaration, omnibus form statement, joint venture agreement without the legal name, capacity, and signature of the bidder or its authorized representative, nomination of key personnel of a profession different from what is required by the bidding documents, failure to submit the required certification of key personnel as per DO9 Series of 2012, failure to comply with the required minimum number of key personnel and equipment, failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, or purchase agreement of pledged equipment, insufficient NFCC, insufficient SNCC.
Are there any questions po?
And
Clarifications na? So since we have no more matters to discuss, this pre